Okay, over the next few minutes, I'm going to work out a break to this song called Highway of Regret. It's the break you just heard, which will be at the end. I'm going to edit it to the front. So you've already heard the finished break, but let's try this. Highway of Regret. Here's how I remember the song going. Ain't talking, just walking down that highway of regret. Heart's burning, still yearning for the best thing this poor boy's ever met. Okay, so there's a sort of a melody. Okay, it's something like that. So, there's gaps in there, so we put in some fills. That last line, I want to get rid of that right away. The best thing this poor boy's ever met. I want more to it, so I'm gonna play a little lick in here. Best thing that's... And then, follow it with a G run, because why not? Okay. Put some double stops in there. The last line, forget about it. I'm gonna play something else. I'm not gonna play the melody. The melody's boring. The best thing in this poor boy's ever... I don't know how to make it sound soulful if I just do that. Some kind of thing. Something like that. Where it's more interesting and less like Mary Had a Little Lamb at the end. I'd like to put in maybe some cross picking. I'm going to start out a little bit slow on this. Okay, so now we're just kind of goofing off. Now I'm experimenting. And I think you have to do some of that, right? So when I'm leaving the melody, what am I doing? I have this example I give in lessons all the time. It's like, say you're in gym class, like literally in a high school physical education class. And the teacher says, okay, you can go over here and jump rope, or you can go over here and play basketball. If you're over here playing basketball, what are you not doing? You're not jumping rope. If you're over here jumping rope, what are you not doing? You're not playing basketball. So what you're doing is you're either trying to play the melody or you're ignoring the melody. And if you're ignoring the melody, you're playing licks or runs or scales or something. And you have to hang them on something, so you have to hang them on the chords. So you're either playing the melody or something similar to the melody. Like if I'm playing the melody, it's the same thing if I play it in double stops. It's the same thing if I play it in a cross pick roll. But if I ignore the melody altogether, because for that song I'm tired of just playing the song, I want to play something fancy, then I got to hang it on the chords. So I got to know phrases, licks, something, patterns that go along with each chord. So I'm going to do something now over a G chord because that's what chord is happening in the song. So let's say I get to the C chord and I don't want to play just walking. Let's say I want to play something different. Ain't talking. So I happen to have a repertoire of C licks, or C phrases, or C scales, or C something that I can play over C that I've learned over the years. Now, when I learned one lick when I was young, how many licks did I know? One. When I learned two, how many I had two. Okay? So you only know how many you know, and then you use those, and you learn some more as you go. Okay? And then the other thing is the licks don't always fit. Like you might learn a lick, but you better change it because it might not fit in your song. So what do you mean? I thought it would fit in every song. Well, if you go up to Lowe's and you buy wood for your house, does it come fit for your house? No. You got to cut the wood to make your own, put it in your own house. It's not just the way it comes at Lowe's. No, you got to change that lick to fit the situation. You might know a lick, but it might be too short. You might have to lengthen it. It might be too long. You might have to shorten it. So you have to learn how to work with the licks. You can't just have a lick and say, well, it's going to work. It might work, but you might have to do that. How do you do it? How do you do this now? Slow practice, a lot of jamming, a lot of experimenting, being patient with yourself while you learn to make a lot of mistakes, trial and error. It's like, getting the tray and panning for gold. You get a lot of dirt, a little bit of gold, but the gold is worth way more than the dirt. So you got to get in there and do that. You got to get in there and pan for gold. And then you start to find lines and phrases and licks that work for you the way you want them to work for you. Okay? So let's jump back into the song. So I'm getting a little bit of a sense. Now, here's the deal. How long I've been doing this? 30 years? Okay? So I've got a lot more to draw from. And I remember when I was 13, I'm almost 46. When I was 13 and learned this, and I saw guys that were really good, and I was like, man, how am I ever going to do that? And my dad said, well, everybody's got their envelope of licks. He said, this guy, he's been playing longer. He's got more in his envelope. You've been playing a little bit of time. You just got a little bit in your envelope, but you keep going, you get better. And what I realized was that the professional over here and me at 13 were the same person. And that helped more than anything. We're the same person. He just had more in his envelope that he could draw from, right? Okay, so I'm going to give this one more good run. Highway of Regret, key of G, and let's just see what happens. A little improv sesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm not much of a hybrid picker, I guess. I'd have to kind of work that out a little bit. Okay. So there we go. Messing with the song, haven't played in a long time. There is a verse to that song too. I was just played the chorus a bunch of times. So hopefully it gives you some idea of like when to play the melody. And at least if you don't know what to play when you're not playing the melody, at least you know you're playing something different than the melody. You're playing a lick, right? And it has to be over the chord. So hopefully it's giving people a sense of what's going on more than, oh, somebody's just playing a whole bunch of notes, you know? And it can be simple and sound really good. It can be complicated and sound really good. I think both those sound equally good. I don't think one was better than the other because one had more notes in it, okay? So it all adds up over time. It's got simple concepts. Play a melody, play some double stop, play some fills, and then if you leave the melody, play licks over the chords. And that kind of has never changed since I was 13, 14, 15 years old to now. Like that whole idea of how to play bluegrass is basically the same thing, okay? So thank you so much, and we'll see you around. I teach lessons and classes and stuff, can slow stuff down and talk about how this stuff works and listen and give feedback and all that good kind of stuff like that we do in like lessons where we can communicate and interact and listen to each other play and all that kind of stuff. So I do Zoom lessons. Look me up on andyslessons.com. I also teach a class where we slowly build up a break from the melody. And that's been a lot of fun. I've been teaching that about a year or so. It's been a lot of fun to do that class. So check that stuff out, andyslessons.com. Thank you so much.